Have you ever noticed how easily music can change your mood? If you can't think of a prime example, think of a time you were sad, happy, or angry. If you were listening to music in that moment, how did it affect your feelings? What many of us fail to realize is that our emotions can be positively or negatively affected depending on what we listen to and how we are already feeling in that moment. Now, you may be asking yourself how music is even relevant to our emotions. In actuality, it is proven that we have brainstem responses to the music that we listen to. An article posted by Psychology Today states that beats and notes that we listen to create arousal in our brains. Brainstem responses are actually revolutionary responses where our brain responds to sounds that evoke stimulation. Additionally, there is a type of listening called rhythmic entrainment. It is proven we derive pleasure from being in sync with music, such as dance music. We are happy when we are in sync with music, such as line dancing, when we're in sync with the music and being in sync with others. Tapping our foot or tapping our fingers also stimulates a positive response. And I would like to address attention to the guitar I have with me today can be a prime example of that. So for me personally, when I play guitar, I get happy feelings from it because when I pluck notes, I'm creating music, but at the same time I'm also on beat because I am creating those beats with what I play. Dancing in rhythm tends to make us feel closer to the people dancing around us as well, so we're not only deriving pleasure from the music we're listening to, but we feel closer to those around us, and we are happier because we feel more included with the crowd that we are in. Energizing, there's also energizing effects of music as well, so when we're working out, some people at least may tend to listen to more techno or fast beat music because it stimulates an energy boost. There is a term called emotional contagion, and this is where music evokes emotion on an interpersonal level. So for example, when we're dancing in a crowd with other people, when you go to concerts, we are also influenced to feel the same way as the thousands of people who are listening to the same music as we are. And so we are not only affected by the music that we and the thousands of other people are listening to, but we can tend to feel the same emotions that they are feeling by being affected by that music. While there are many ways our emotions can be affected by music, a prime example are positive and happy responses. So there's something called music therapy, and it is proven to aid substantially in mental health. It also helps create a safe space in healing trauma. It helps build resilience, and it helps decreases anxiety levels. Music therapy as well can improve daily functionality in those diagnosed with depression. A study conducted by AARP showed music listeners had higher mental health scores and less anxiety when they listened to positive music when they were either sad or happy in general. Music also activates memory regions in our brain. This allows music to reenact memories in the brain. So you have a higher chance, for example, of evoking happy memories if you listen to a song that you listened to in a summer during your childhood. Happy music significantly affects our brain in a positive way by almost entirely activating all the regions of the brain. So listening to positive music keeps a variety of pathways and networks strong in your brain, and specifically those directly correlated with well-being, quality life, and happiness. The only other way to achieve activation of this many brain works at one time is participating in social events. Although there are a multitude of ways that music can influence us in a positive way, it can also cause us to take a turn for the worse. An article published by Psychology Music in 2019, researchers studied how many are physically and mentally affected by music, and at least 17% of listeners felt more sad when they listened to depressing music when they were already feeling in a more down mood. Psychotherapist Jordan Vias-Lee stated, listening to sad or anger-filled music for too long can increase the release of cortisol and stimulate brain areas associated with negative emotion. Negative music affects the way, not only how we feel, but actually the way that we see ourselves. So a study published by PLOS One found that young women who listen to highly sexualized music have an extremely high chance of having a bad vision of themselves, or in turn developing an eating disorder. Aggressive music was proven to also lead to crime as well. An article by CNN titled "How Music Can Change the Way You Feel and Act" informs us how crime in the UK is fueled by drill music. So drill music is a certain genre of rap music full of threats and violence, and it also talks mainly about gang rivalry. And those who write the lyrics are stuck to their word by their audiences to commit the violent acts that they sing about. According to Nina Avramova, this music genre has caused a spark of brutality as it continues to inspire its listeners. Today I taught you about the various types of ways that music can affect a person both physically and emotionally. First, we discussed how music types aid in creating a better mental health, how humans derive pleasure being in sync, as well as how other experiences of music can change us. Second, we talked about how different areas of the brain are affected by beats of songs, and how these different areas are directly correlated with well-being and happiness. Lastly, we covered how music, in contrast, can negatively affect us. Music can heighten the feelings of depression and violence, even in some cases leading to committing crimes and heightening levels of gang violence, especially in the UK. In addition, younger women who tend to listen to more hypersexualized music have a higher chance of developing an eating disorder and having negative views of themselves. As you can tell, music can have many different effects on us. While some may not be the most enlightening, there are still many impactful ways that music can make us feel in a happier aspect. While music may not be for everyone during emotional times, I encourage you to find music you can relate to in the moment, whether you're happy or sad or angry, to maybe feel less alone and more related to. And even during happy and exciting moments, I encourage you to find a song that you can apply the memory to so you can look back later and smile. And then these are my note cards. And some of them are written on the back as well.